In front of me on this table, I have 4 sherry-influenced Speyside Single Malt Scotch Whiskies. Why? Because it's time for another showdown. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiskey on the West Coast. My name is Matt, and today we're doing another blind tasting showdown. I've done a couple of these in the past, and what we've gone ahead and done is my producer extraordinaire, Kyla, she does a great job on the channel with the editing and helped me out with everything that is Whiskey on the West Coast. Let her know in the comments that she's doing a great job. She has gone ahead and she has poured these 4 whiskeys into these glasses, and I don't know which is in each glass. And that's to test biases. We all have our actual preconceived notions on what we like best. But this is to find out what my palate, without the influence of branding and marketing, believes is the best whiskey on this given day. Our palates always change from day to day. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna find out which of these whiskeys I enjoy the most today. Now, I've reviewed each and every one of these whiskeys already in the past, so if you want more details on like specifics about these bottles, head into the back catalog and you'll find reviews for these bottles. But in these glasses in front of you today, I have the Tamdhu 15-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey. We got the GlenAllachie 15-year-old, the GlenAllachie 12-year-old, and the Tamdhu 12-year-old. Now these are all Speyside single malt Scotch whiskeys, and they're all sherry influenced Speyside single malt Scotch whiskeys, which is why we're calling this the Battle of the Speyside. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with blue. Okay, so for the nose on blue, so far I'm picking up a really traditional sherry cask single malt Scotch whiskey sort of nose. I've got orange, cinnamon, figs, raisins, almost no heat. There's no alcohol prickle coming off this nose. It's really quite light. Yeah, it's nosing quite gently. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to black, see what the glass has in store for us there. Okay, the nose on black, I'm picking up more of a denser sherry feel. Blue is more of a lighter, fresher sherried nose. This is deeper. This is darker, denser sherry. So dark fruits, kind of like a fruit leather thing going on. Oak, almost like it's a bit woodier. Maybe even a tiny bit of a varnish note. And there was some pepper, some prickle on it. So I'm gonna say that might be a bit higher in ABV than the blue glass there. Checking out green. Okay, so for green, quite a little bit different. A bit lighter nose, but it still felt actually really balanced. It seemed to pull a bit more whiskey through, as opposed to wine ski, as some people would say detrimentally. I'm getting more malt, I think, off of this one, and it's it's actually nice and refreshing after that really dense whiskey that's in the black glass. So I've written down like rich, yet balanced and lighter. The darker fruit notes are there of a sherried whiskey. There's some spicing, some tobacco, but also some citrus. It's a pleasant nose. It's a little bit shy. I'm gonna write that down here. It's not as in your face as the whiskey in the black glass there. Moving on to gold glass. I'm using some ground coffee beans here, just to try and lift my nose from glass to glass, to try and reset my my palate here. And I'm probably going to go back and nose each of these, just comparing them a few times, and then we'll move on to the palate. So let's check out this gold glass. Okay, gold seems to have quite a bit going on. Seems to be a nicely complex nose. It's vibrant and it's expressive. There's a bit of baking spices in there and a little bit of alcohol prickle. There's tobacco, there's raisin. There's a bit of nuttiness too. Yeah. I'm excited to drink these. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to compare noses a little bit here, see if I pick out anything else, and then we'll move on to the palate. Okay, a couple more notes here. Gold, there seems to be, again, quite a bit going on here. Green, I picked up some chocolate on the nose on this last pass through as well. And then for black, varnish, wood varnish, oak. I'm guessing black is a little bit older here, but I could wind up with egg on my face here at the end. Who knows? These are all really similar profiles. That's what's making this so difficult. So trying to suss out what is better than the other, I just have to rely on my gut. My gut instinct right now is telling me that black is a bit older. We'll see if the joke's on me at the end. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump into the palate here. On to the palate. Wish me luck, guys. So the blue glass on the palate is really good. I'm really enjoying it. And it might just be because it's the first one I'm drinking. We'll see. We'll see if order comes into play here. But wow. that was nice. So on the palate, starts off with pepper. So a bit of alcohol bite there. I often get pepper from something that's just a little bit stronger in strength. Raisin, spice, oak, dark chocolate, good strength on it. Some orange, leather, and tobacco. And it finishes with that leather and tobacco, and then a little bit of like maybe a bit of a sweetness from like raisins or dried fruits there at the end as well. Really nice palate. Good body on it. Yeah, a little bit of heft it felt like. Again, first whiskey, could just be reading too much into it. I'm gonna have a moment here, have some water, reset my palate here, maybe a sip of coffee, move on to black. On to black. All right, first thoughts of the black glass here. So sweet stewed raisins, milk chocolate specifically, not dark chocolate. Touch of spice, tobacco leather. I mean, it might just be because it's my second glass now. It doesn't seem to be as thick, as viscous as the first glass. I'll double check that a little bit later, just by doing a little bit A/B. And it's got again a woodiness to it. I'm thinking it might have a bit more oak and a bit more age to it, but we're talking a 3-year difference. So, I mean, if it does, it's coming from the casks. I mean, obviously the casks, but the type of casks they're using. Maybe a little more active casks. Yeah, really interesting so far. Again, gonna reset my palate here with some water, and we'll move on to green. We've got the green light to keep going. All right, green glass. Okay, green. It's really nice. It's really pleasant, but it's lighter to me. The body is probably, it has the least body of the 3 that I've tried so far. So not quite as viscous. Still stands up well though. It's got good backbone. Nothing to slight it, but in a lineup of whiskeys, it seems to be profiling definitely lighter. Yeah, no pepper, no alcohol bite, but a bit of nutmeg against one of those more like dessert spices. Some citrus actually, probably skewing towards orange, but not as clearly orange as some of the others. Some malt, raisin. The palate's a little bit touch creamy, and then some chocolate malts, like Maltesers, like that sort of like theater candy sort of vibe. Yeah, really interesting, but definitely seems to be one of the lighter palates here. At least very approachable, if we want to put it in really polite terms here. Yeah, all right. Last glass, cleansing palate, back for more in a moment. Going for gold. Let's see what the last glass has in store for us. Okay, gold. Unsurprisingly, really nice. Again, check out the reviews of these bottles. They have their own videos. I did the Tamdhus together, but the GlenAllachie 12 and the 15 have their own videos. I think the lowest I scored any of these was 85 and the highest 88. They're all really great quality whiskeys and really enjoyable, and they all are obviously a very similar profile. So on the gold here, I picked up once again orange and raisin, some spice, nice chocolate, bit of tobacco. The spice picks up the longer you chew on this one for sure. There's a bit more heat on the back end of this one. The body, I felt like there's a bit more body than in the green glass. And there was some orange and maybe also some like almond, like an amaretto sort of vibe going on as well. Really drinkable. Even with that touch of heat, I want to go back for another sip right now. So I'm going to go ahead and drink through these, taste testing back and forth, just glass versus glass. We'll try to keep this quick for you, and we'll come back with my preferences and we'll do a reveal. All right, I'm gonna finish up my notes and we'll get to the reveal. Hold on, guys. I think this is gonna be worth it. This is really hard. I know I mentioned it before, but these all scored within 3 points of each other when I reviewed them before. And part of me is just really hoping that the least expensive bottle comes in first place, so I can probably just buy that and recommend that as a great whiskey. It's gonna be really interesting to see who comes out on top. Now I've gone ahead and gone through each of these. I have my placements 1 through 4. I also have, it's ill-advised to do this, but I also have my guesses at which whiskeys these are, which I'm gonna be completely off base on, but hey, it's for the fun of it, it's for the game, and it's for your entertainment, hopefully. So let's get to it. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with my 4th place glass. Now this time it was really close between 4th and 3rd place. I went with gold as my 4th place glass. And that's just because, actually I was gonna go with green. I swapped them in the end because the nose seemed to pick up on the green at the very end. Seemed a little richer. I really liked the Maltesers sort of note I was picking up at the back end of the palate into the finish. So I guess I gave away which one's 3rd here, but 4 I'm saying is gold, and gold I'm guessing is Tamdhu 12-year-old. All right, going to 3rd is green. Again, for the reasons I mentioned. At first it seemed like the nose was a little bit lighter, but again, doing a little bit of A/B comparisons, it picked up a bit. And again, I really like that malty chocolate note. So 3 is gonna go to green. I'm guessing green is GlenAllachie 12-year-old. That's my guess. Now GlenAllachie 12 is actually the whiskey that I ranked the highest out of all these in the reviews. So that would be really interesting if that was actually GlenAllachie 12 and it did come 3rd. On to the runner-up. The runner-up today is going to be blue. Now, again, this was really difficult between 1st and 2nd place as well. Blue did have a little bit more body to me, but I just really liked the richer, darker, more brooding tones, at least what I perceived to be, from black. And I remember with GlenAllachie 15, I remember it being a bit more A little bit too woody at times, but this has had a bit more time to open up in the bottle since I did the review. There's a little more air in there, so maybe it's come together a bit more. It's still got those wood influences, but maybe it's just a little bit more nicely wrapped and nicely balanced. So I'm going blue as the runner-up in second place, and I'm going to guess that blue is the Tamdhu 15-year-old, which would mean I think black is the winner with GlenAllachie 15, which would be quite the upset based on my previous reviews. On the basis of the previous reviews, I had GlenAllachie as number 1 and Tamdhu 15 as number 2, then the GlenAllachie 15 and the Tamdhu 12 as last. So let's see where this all goes. All right, let's start some reveals. What you guys have probably been waiting the whole time for. So gold, 4th place. Show you guys. We had to improvise some stickers here, so let's see. That is the pink dot. All right. So I guess this was Tamdhu 12-year-old. Let's see if there's a pink dot on this. I'll show you guys first. There is a pink dot on the Tamdhu 12. So 4th place is Tamdhu 12-year-old, which does correlate to my reviews. It got 85 points for a 12-year-old Speyside Single Malt Scotch Whisky. Really respectable score. So gold is our 4th place finisher, Tamdhu 12. Nicely done, but you're up against a murderer's row of competition here. 3rd place, we had green. Showing you guys the green glass. What's going on there? Green is green. Okay, that's fitting. That's fitting. And I guess that this was the GlenAllachie 12-year-old. This is where it's all going to go off the rails, I guess, eh? So GlenAllachie 12. That's the sticker on the bottom. And it's orange. So that is not the GlenAllachie 12. Okay, let's move on. We'll find out shortly what green is. But that means that green is actually one of the 15-year-olds. Very interesting. On to the runner-up, which was blue. So showing you guys blue. Blue is blue. There's a theme there. Okay. So blue, I guess, was checking the notes. Tamdhu 15-year-old. Show you guys first. Blue is green. All right, so that means that Tamdhu 15 is actually the green glass here. Just double checking my work, yeah. So in 4th and 3rd place, we have both of the Tamdhus. Wow, did not expect that. Did not expect that, because I've really enjoyed these Tamdhus here. But again, they're all great whiskeys. No slight against the whiskeys. All right, and that means, just double checking, so the blue and the orange are last. So these two are the GlenAllachies right here. Wow, really, really well done, GlenAllachie. Okay, so the black is the orange. My winner is the GlenAllachie. Let's show it here again. Orange 12-year-old. Fantastic. Oh man, that makes me happy. Number 1, because that is a less expensive whiskey. But number 2, GlenAllachie 12-year-old actually did get the highest rating in my reviews. So that's phenomenal. I love that. And just to be fulsome here, we've got the blue dot on the GlenAllachie 15, which of course went along with the runner-up blue. That's really interesting, guys. I'm so glad that I took on this really difficult challenge and put these whiskeys up against each other for comparison. It's one of the best ways you can go ahead and find out what you really, truly enjoy, instead of just looking at the glass and going, man, that's a nice bottle. That's a really beautiful looking bottle, which these are. I believe the Tamdhu 15 is actually the most expensive bottle on the table here. So on this day, at least, GlenAllachie takes it. They take the top 2 positions. This is, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoy sherry single malt Scotch whiskeys like these. GlenAllachie has been all the rage over the last couple years with Billy Walker working his magic. And yeah, thank you for joining me. If you want to go ahead and comment down below if you've had these whiskeys, of these 4, put them in order. What your favorite to your least favorite? Maybe try it at home. Do your own blind tasting and rank them 1 through 4. It's a really interesting way to learn. Outside of that, if you haven't had all 4 of these, what's your favorite sherried single malt Scotch whiskey right now? Thank you once again for joining me. If you could go ahead, like, share, subscribe as always. I really appreciate it. It really helps. I've been really overwhelmed with just how many of you are commenting and seem to be enjoying the videos. So thank you so much as always. Until next time, I'm going to take a drink of the winter here. GlenAllachie 12. Getting a little low. I got to get another bottle of that. Until next time, guys. Sláinte.